Okay, without doubt, this is the most disgusting tactic challenge I've ever done, and that's saying a lot. I can't remember who asked me to do this, but I'm about to create a tactic that somehow resembles the number 2.
Jesus Christ, you're joking.
Right, so first go at it. I mean, how does that look? Probably not. We'll try again. It's not as easy as you think, this.
No, absolutely not.
I think we've landed on it. That looks 2-ish. We'll play that for a couple of games. So we played that in pre-season. It wasn't a bigger disaster as you might think, you know. Liverpool and Benfica got 4 against us, but we were competitive. We actually scored twice against Liverpool. I'm well impressed. And there you can see the tactic. But something's eating away at me a bit. Viewers, you've no idea how much I appreciate your comments and then interacting with you in the videos and that you enjoy them. But I know a few of you are going to say to me, that's not a 2. And the annoying thing is, you're probably right. It's an easy fix though. We just need to slide this ombre to there. That is a 2.
You son of a bitch.
So as we get for this La Liga campaign with the 2's tactic, it's a question of how long will we last. So that's where we're set up. As the season goes, we'll see how it looks and we'll try adding some player instructions to try and cover this gaping gap. Right, hold on to your hats. It's the first game of the season against Getafe. And it went rather well and we banged in 4. Look, we're going to have harder opposition, but that's not a bad start for the 2. We then lost a tight match against Betis. Then it was time for the first big test in Atletico Madrid. I'm not worried, you are. Because Diego Simeone must have been raging because he had absolutely no idea what to do against us here. One of the best teams in Spanish football could not deal with the 2 tactic. Oh my days, that is massive. And the whole team, pretty much the whole team, was fantastic. Now you must be wondering about average positions. Well, this might surprise you. With the ball, thanks to those player roles and what have you, it breaks into like a 4-2-4 kind of thing. That guy over there is playing as a wide centre-back on attack. Pretty much a narrow full-back. That's kind of working. Without the ball, the drop back in, that's when it looks a bit messy. Overall shape, I can live with it. The first team to really expose us was Man City. No big surprise there. That led to a bit of a dodgy run. I was starting to get a little bit worried, I won't lie. So then I added a couple of play instructions to try and help us out. I asked my wide centre-back on attack to mark specific position. That will be the opposition winger. So hopefully he stays out there a bit more. I also asked the widest of the strikers to do a similar thing, asking him to mark the fullback. I also changed him to a pressing forward as well, just so he does a bit more work. This led to our best performance of the season as we absolutely murdered Sevilla. A lot of the plays coming down the right hand side, as you might expect. But look at the movement. There's loads of players over there. We've got massive overloads. A landmark 4-0 win. But then it was time for Real Madrid. And after we went behind quite early, we obviously feared the worst. But despite being under the cosh for most of the match, my boys down that right hand side again found a way through. And we sealed a 1-1 draw, followed by a 6-goal thumping of Alaves with every player shining. And at the midway point of the season, we're currently on our best run. Those little tweaks have made all the difference. That little tweak there means he kind of stays out there a little bit more. And these guys shuffle across. He's doing a bit more work now. We're not doing bad. At the halfway point of the season, we're sitting in 8th position. But Champions League's only 4 points off us. So the board were getting a bit itchy around November, the dreaded November time. But we have survived. We've gone out of the Champions League, a proper pretty good effort considering the state of the group, City and Dortmund. We've got Europa League, unfortunately Liverpool, I'm not looking forward to that. But fingers crossed, let's see how long we can survive.
Let's go.
Barca next. Into the Barca match we went, and we only took the lead. 2-0 by the way, at half time. What? Now they got one back, but it was all our fault, look. Wide centre-back got himself a little bit confused and Lewandowski capitalised. But we dominated this match and we go down that right hand side again. And Odriozola from right back smashes it in. Result of the season. So we're on good form and play instructions have been vital. For example, we've added another defensive midfielder. Mark specific position. Midfield centre right. So when this guy gets the ball in the opposition, he kind of goes over there a little bit more. Helping cover this area. So we've got him, centre back and the wide forward covering this area. I'll take you to this Girona game where we won 2-0. You can see the centre-backs there. Lenormand is our wide centre-back. Odiozola with the ball. Plays it forward. Now, we've got options here. There's our three strikers. He's the widest of the strikers. This is our player just playing in that pocket like a fake winger that I like to use at the minute. And what you'll see is we overload this right-hand side. Look at that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They're at the peak of the 2, if you like. So there's 5 of them over here, up against 4. So we've always got a man advantage, leaving the wing-back to be free on this occasion. Plenty in the box. 2 centre-backs are just normal, so they're sticking back. As mad as the 2 tactic looks, it's actually not as stupid in match as you might think.
What?
Yeah, believe it or not, we have made worse tactics than this. So into the new year, we started off really well. We got knocked out of Europa League by Liverpool as expected, but other than that, results have been pretty good. 4 games to go, we sit shockingly in 5th. We're 1 point off the Champions League. Somehow Cadiz have got that spot at the minute. If we can get Champions League, wow. We're going into 1 game left, but look at the team chemistry we've somehow managed to create. The front 4, if you like, absolutely loving life. Even these guys have linked up in a really weird way. So into the last game, we're level on points with Cadiz. We need to do better than them. Our problem is our last game is away at Barcelona. We did just get a 3-3 draw against Real Madrid. We did pretty well in that one, but you couldn't ask for a harder game at the end of the season. So final game of the season, Barcelona, and they took the lead on 48 minutes. However, 72 minutes, we went down the opposite flank this time, down the left, banged that in at any time. An away draw against Barcelona is fantastic. But it meant so much more this time as we qualified for the Champions League after Cadiz blew it. Who'd have funked it? The 2 tactic gets Real Sociedad into the Champions League. Just, but we got there. It's at this point I usually say I'll put this tactic in Patreon for those who want to try it, but who the hell wants to try that? But it won more games than it lost, so it is a successful tactic. It had +9 clear-cut chances created. You'll see the other version we used for just pre-season and that 1 game at the start with only a -1. So the change to the actual 2 worked very well. 4-3-3 got the better of it. 4-2-3-1 didn't like it, and 4-4-2 was lost against it. So once again, we push the boundaries of what you can do in Football Manager, and this time I'm putting the blame squarely on you lot.